good? What's going on, y'all? This Q. I'm back. This ain't no video. I ain't even gonna make no video. And I'm just out here, I'm chilling today. Just got some stuff done. It's looking pretty cool as far as the little one situation that I've been kind of going back and forth with. The little jail situation. Talked to my PO today. She's talking about I got a good chance looking at probation, and all I gotta do is just stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Don't lose composure. Basically, all in all, through this little situation that I've been going through this past year, you know what I'm saying, doing time in the county. Now it's just more so of keeping my composure and the traits that I developed while I was in there, the discipline I've been able to gain while I was in there, and that the ability to resist and have self-control. I got to keep that moving forward, carrying on into the next year, because those are going to be the key traits that's going to help me progress and really elevate and really take things to a new height. It took a while. I'll be honest, it took a while to get to this point, because it was like progress was slow as far as like learning about myself and going within and really just trying to figure out who I am and just trying to, elevate on a different level, elevate within, you know what I'm saying? Like taking that walk through the park within. And it was slow progress at first. I had a lot of relapses. There were times where I pick up a habit, then the habit turns into an addiction, and then I'm in a situation to where that addiction hinders me, or I get into a situation that reminds me, that lets me know, hey, look, this isn't gonna help you moving forward in just growing up. This ain't gonna help you moving forward. So how are you going to learn from those lessons that you had to go through about yourself, and those certain lessons that you had to learn, and how did you apply that wisdom? How did you apply that knowledge? How did you, apply the things that you learned going through your trials and tribulations? How did you apply that in your next cycle, or like the next time that same situation came around, but it just came in a different version, or it was presented to you in a different way. Basically, it was presented to you in a different way. So it's like, it's like how, like how's you gonna respond to it this time? Or how's you gonna, like how's you gonna be able to better manage that situation this time? And yeah, there was a lot of times where I was like, man, I'm gonna stop doing this, and then I get bored, or I just be like, man, I ain't really got too much else to do, or I'm still hanging around some of the same people I used to be hanging around. It was just like, well, they don't mind, and this is how I used to pass my time. This is how I used to just, just live life. So I'm like, but now it's hurting me, or it's hindering me more than helping me. But now it's like, okay, I seen that when I'm doing this stuff, or when I'm moving this type of way, I get these type of results. I feel this way. I have these type of thoughts. My energy is this way. My vibration is feeling like this. It's harder for me to go out and speak to people when I am in this type of energy versus when I have learned from those trials and tribulations, when I went through those cycles and I healed and I looked within and I did that shadow work. Then it gets to a point to where it's like, all right, okay, I'm feeling good today. I'm saying, I'll stop and hold a conversation with a few people, and I'm not saying like holding a conversation with somebody is just like on some, oh, like who he think he is, like stopping to have a conversation with somebody. You like, nah, I'm not coming at it from that type of angle. Like, I'm feeling good today. Like, I feel like I'm getting some momentum. I really feel like I'm gaining momentum. Like, it's been a minute since I've been able to, I don't want to say get this feeling once again, but to it's like, okay. I'm put it this way. Like, it's like having a bike, knowing how to ride a bike, and then somebody steal your bike. So you go a little while walking, and it takes you longer to get to your destinations, but eventually you either end up seeing somebody with that same bike that was yours, and they end up forgetting it, they dropped it somewhere and you picked it up, or you still walk, and when you walk you still doing the same thing, you still doing the same thing as if you did have your bike. So it just got to a point to where you was able to get you a new bike. You know, you doing your ones and twos, doing your thing. You were just walking. It just took you a little longer to get back to where you once was. But since you went through that process of walking, you feel me? Like, you went through that process of walking. You went through that process of not having much, not having the stuff that you used to have, or not having the resources, or not having the time, not having the energy to do some of the things that you did once before when you felt like you were in a better position in life. And so now that you having to do things a little bit different, or you having to start from scratch, you know what I'm saying, a couple things don't go your way, or you may go through a season of low funds, you know what I'm saying, you may be experiencing spiritual attacks all the time, you may be going through one of those targeted individual little courses, you know what I'm saying, like little crash courses. But that strength, that inner strength, it comes from within, and it also comes from Yahweh. So when you just learn about yourself and you go within and you really try to figure out who you are as an individual, then that's when the secrets of time, that's when all that stuff is going to be unlocked to you, because you are consciously telling yourself, all right, okay, I see that what everybody calls a trend now, or what everybody think is the bee's knees, or what everybody, or not gonna say everybody, what majority of the world thinks is something that's cool to do, or that's something that's glorified. You gotta look at it from a situation. It's like, everybody acting this way, or I ain't gonna say that, like, majority of the world is this way. You have a select few that's this way. So why is the world in so much turmoil? Why is everything so? You consciously make that decision, like, all right, okay, I'm finna go on this path to where I'm finna to try to find out the way the way life is as it is right now in this current moment, you know what I'm saying, or in these times as we see them. So I went through like some years back, I went through some time to where, like, I was watching a whole lot of movies, different movies, like all type of different stuff. And hold on, okay, all type of different stuff. And I just like I know I'm going all over the place, but I just left my PO office a couple days, couple hours ago. So a couple hours ago, I was at my PO office because I had an appointment with her, and she was telling me some stuff. Wow, that's crazy. Like, she was telling me about, like, I was like answering a lot of different questions and stuff, and basically it was kind of like a little, I guess you could say, interview, but I was just looking at it like I kind of looked at it like it was like a little fake lie detector test, like, low key, because most of the questions, they was slick personal, but at the same time they was just like, okay, it was like surveys almost, but like surveys about your life, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's how the paperwork looked at. That's how they tried to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like they asking all these different personal questions, and it's like eventually when you asking these personal questions, eventually they're gonna try to want to get to know a tad bit about your lifestyle, or like what you like to do, or how you pass your time, like how you know what I'm saying, like how you just go from day to day, like what's your natural hobbies, like what you like to do, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And then they go from there to living arrangements, you know, who you used to live with, who stayed with you, all type of stuff. Basically like in a nutshell, they trying to still pinpoint with these questions to try to figure out like what's your life story. Like that's basically what they trying to see, like what's your life story. And I was just looking at it like when they were telling me these questions, I'm just like, man, look, it ain't this, I ain't trying to hear nobody talking about something, oh, he cooperating with the police or he 12, he woo. Like, no, this ain't none of that. This ain't none of that. Like, no, this ain't none of that. Like, I was just in county jail and I ain't finna go in the brag. I ain't even finna go in the brag. Like, but with being able to now see things are really starting to get on the up and up. Like at this point, it's like the stuff that the a lot of the traumas and everything that was being reflected to me while I was sitting in that cell, you know what I'm saying? Like I really had to like go within. Like I really had to do that. Like I really had to figure out about like what's really going on. Like who, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they also know that I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't really just, I ain't just all the way stupid neither. Like I ain't all the way stupid. but so now I'm just like, I'm just trying to go ahead and get this little situation on out the way. So once I get this little situation on out the way, then I know that I really be able to kind of like see things moving a little bit differently. I really want to get into a spot now to where it's like I want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, put myself in a position where I'm a little bit financially stable. I ain't gotta be like rich. I ain't, but at the same time, I ain't finna speed that over my life either. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was meant for me to have them M's, then it was meant for me to have the M's, and I ain't finna go that route trying to get them M's neither. So, like, I'm just saying, like, if it's really meant for me to have that bag, then you know what I'm saying. I ain't finna, you feel me? Like, if it's, you know man. So, but they was asking me about like friends and all this type of stuff, man. Like people I used to talk to and all that. Like, it was cool, but it also kind of like made me like just go back and kind of like remember a lot of the stuff that I've been through. And I really like, I'm not at the point, I ain't at the point, but this, okay. All right, so this right here is the part where it's like, this the good, it's finna get to the good part, personally. It's finna get to the good part, personally, because it's like, you know, like you